Welcome to Comics on Parole. My name is Dan Glazer, and I'm your host. And I'd like to introduce you, Al, our technician. Get over here real quick, Al. Show your face. This is Al. Now get back to work, Al. Welcome again to Comics on Parole. We have a great show coming for you today, the next 30 minutes. And I just want to briefly, Al, you're not going to believe this. I was performing at a club, and after the show, a guy came up to me and said, I love your Comics on Parole show. I watch it every month. It's great. I said, what is the chance out of 6 million people I would find the one person that watches the show? So we've expanded into 2 shows now, so we can get 2 people. No, we have a lot of people watching the show. We're put on YouTube the next day. This goes out to hundreds of people. We're also sent out to 7,000 soldiers in North Korea. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, we're really becoming popular, and we're becoming so popular, Al, that I got invited to perform at a parachutist convention. And so I jumped at that opportunity. And they said that the only thing is you'll have to perform your jokes while you're parachuting, but don't worry, there's no strings attached. Okay, let's get on to some better jokes. I would like to introduce to you my friend, Jerry Farber of Jerry Farber's Side Door. He is a sponsor of this fine show.
Oh, what have I done? Yes, I am. And you know why? I like you. You're a good-faced, clean-looking face. But I should write jokes for you. I really think if this is going to work out, I need to write a few more.
As long as it doesn't cost me anything.
If you could do North Korea, say bad news is, and read a paper, it said North Korea just gave the world 24 hours to get out. See? That makes people...
Good.
Right,
very
anyway.
Good. Now tell me what's going on to Jerry Farber's club.
Before I do that, I want to talk about Big Al. Okay. You know how much I love sports. Big Al, the gentleman you just saw, played football at Tennessee. That's not patty cakes there. And he was a great football player. And they called him the judge. You know why?
Why?
He was always on the bench. He never played in one play. They call him the judge. And that's Big Al. They call him Big Al, the working man's pal. That's what they told him.
Very good. Very good. I'm going to leave the jokes to you, Jerry.
No, don't do that. All right, but listen, thanks for having me. Okay. I love your show.
So tell us what's going on at Jerry Farber's Side Door.
Well, I want to promote my open mic. You know, when I was starting out, it was 55 years ago, there was no comedy clubs. You had to work at a jazz club or some nightclub. Harder. So there was no place to really to get it done. So we're one of 41 clubs, as you know, that do open mic. Ours is Wednesday. Right. But we have a great show the 27th of this month. It's almost sold out. Johnny Esposito, Jr., the son of the guy that created the Hideaway. Oh, yeah. Which is Atlanta's still most popular club after 40 years. Right. He's a young, aspiring comic, and he's got a headliner named Steve Mangola, who is gold. He's as good as it gets. He's probably in his 40s somewhere. Anyway, he's the headliner, a few others. That's the 27th. Louis C.K., let me see who else is coming. Jerry Seinfeld. Will not. He'll be in Vegas. Not going to be at my club, but you get to see him in Vegas. That's where Big Al's going for the University of Tennessee reunion. Okay. Where they call him the judge because he was on the bench. Did I do that? I did do that. Yeah. So you know, they're always good. We're a club. If clubs were a conference, we're in the middle of the pack.
And what's the address?
It's on the corner of Piedmont Road and Roswell Road in Buckhead, right at the corner.
Great club.
And the Landmark Diner. We're in the Landmark Diner.
A lot of good-looking women.
And the food is to die for, literally.
Yeah, that's true.
And by the way, I've been on national shows before. Yeah. You know, there's no show ever had 2 better comics than you're going to introduce tonight.
This is really an exciting show. Thank you so much, Jerry.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Okay, let's take it to a commercial.
Zazu condoms. Fun, sexy, safe.
Okay, we're back. I now want to introduce to you a gentleman exploding onto the comedy scene. Young Atlanta comedian Josh Harris has been experiencing a meteoric rise in Atlanta the last few years, hailed by Creative Clothing magazine for combining frat boy silliness with trap star mentality. His high energy performance and one of a kind material made him a top finisher at Atlanta's Funniest Person. And on TV's One Who's Got Jokes. I'm sure it was a good show. I haven't seen it.
great.
Receiving a standing ovation after only 3 short minutes, he was the only Caucasian on the show in 4 years' history. Do you have any identification, proof you're a Caucasian? Anyway, NBC recently flew him to L.A. to compete in the finals of the nationwide talent search Stand Up for Diversity, which showcased in the country's 10 freshest comedians at the Comedy Store. His comedic brilliance is topped by only his likability as he gains audience and adoration the second he hits the stage. Boy, this is really good what you wrote about yourself.
I did.
Josh also writes and performs sketch comedy with Sketchword, Atlanta's premier sketch comedy troupe. The future is bright for this 26-year-old as he sprints to the finish line of stardom.
Yes.
Anyway, welcome to the show, Josh. This is Josh Harris. Anyway, Josh, and I don't know if
that's right off of my eHarmony profile.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And I just want to mention real fast, if you don't recognize this gentleman, if it's okay, I say his father is a very famous reporter on CNN.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to take the spotlight away, but I just want to. What's your dad's name?
Art Harris.
Art Harris. So I just wanted to mention it. Is he watching?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, anyway, so you now if you could tell by Josh's hair, he likes to party very late at night, and he also performs at comedy clubs all the time. But is this partying thing like an addiction to you? Why do you like partying?
No,
You're getting kind of old.
I'm getting. You're right. I am getting pretty old. I had to tone it down. I used to have tons of fun partying back in the day, but like my only problem was whenever I went out drinking, there was always that one person that tried to rain on my parade. You know what I'm talking about? I'd be out and about having a good time. All of a sudden, they'd come up to me and they'd be like, "Look, Josh, had about 12 shots since you've been here. I think you just need to cut yourself off, put on a shirt, and stop trying to dance with every girl here." I'd be like, why don't you shut the heck up and learn to have fun? We're at the club. They'd be like, that may be true, Josh, but this is Sam's club. Oh. Couldn't do that.
Hey, I just want to briefly also, he performed at the Sundance Film Festival recently.
Yeah.
With Robert Redford.
We performed.
Yeah, that's right.
They made me share the same bed with him, actually. It's kind of interesting.
Anyway, okay. Listen, you've done some incredible things in your career, and have you been celebrating any milestones?
Yeah, actually, I recently just graduated.
College?
From DUI school.
Oh, so very good.
All I needed to get in was a 2.0.
When you going on for your master's?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm a three-peat customer right there. So. Well,
listen, I think this is a good opportunity to take you all to Joel's set video.
Josh. Close. Do your homework.
Josh! Joel's my son. Josh!
This set is sponsored by Alzheimer's.
Josh here. Well, that's a good thing about Alzheimer's. You need new people every day.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, take it away, Al.
Sometimes you just gotta step back from life. It's too much to take. You gotta step back. You gotta watch television. Anyone here watch History Channel? Round of applause. History Channel? Yeah. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You guys remember when History Channel used to stand for something? You remember when History Channel actually aired stuff that had to do with history? But they got smart. They realized we can't get anyone to watch the History Channel. Why? Because everybody already knows the ending. Yeah. So in order to spice things up the ante, they've interjected a new line of hit programming called History Channel's What If, where they just answer the age-old question, what if things had happened differently in the most significant periods in time? You'll be sitting home alone watching it, all of a sudden it comes on. On this episode of History Channel's What If, we answer the age-old question, could 6 Navy SEALs, Chuck Norris, and the Harlem Globetrotters defeat the entire Confederate Army? What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Nobody beats the Globetrotters. But you will watch it, and 6 seconds into it, they will reenact the entire battle scene, including love letters written home from the troops. 2 seconds into it, they'll just launch into it. My dearest Clementine, today was an arduous day on the battlefield. We had no idea the caliber of troops they had up north, but we didn't stand a chance. A group of Negroes wearing what appeared to be the American flag
ambushed my brigade with rubber spheres spinning on their fingers. I wanted to shoot, but their ball handling skills were mesmerizing. After a night-long firefight, I managed to corner their captain. I was sure that he'd surrender, but instead, he just pulled down my pants and dumped a bucket of confetti on my head. A bearded man named Chuck Norris roundhouse kicked my entire brigade into submission. Immediately after doing so, he tried to sell me a total gem. After raiding the enemy's tent, I have found what I...
Very good set.
Yeah.
Excellent set. Were you a history major in school?
That was it.
That was probably your thesis, right?
That was all I know about history, Tim. Literally.
Very, very good. Now, let me ask you this.
Yes,
What
sir.
did you choose? Why? This is an important question. Why did you choose to do stand-up comedy?
Well, it's simple. I mean, stand-up comedy is, to be honest, there's no other profession like it. I mean,
Right.
You know this, right? Only in stand-up can you have a great set one night, walk off stage and think, there is no way that I am not going to be famous. And then within 24 hours have another set, walk off stage and think, I wonder if Arby's is hiring.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything else. I'll tell you what I love about it, though, are the performances. Like, I started doing stand-up at this place called Uptown Comedy Club.
Right.
And it's essentially, it's like a all-black comedy club. It's Def Jam at the Apollo style. And it's great because it teaches you how to perform. If they love you, they'll applaud. They will cheer you on unlike any audience.
Right.
But if they don't, they will boo, they will throw chicken wings, they will jangle their keys. You can have the worst set of your life and walk off stage with a six-piece in your hand. It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But one night I was there, it stood out above anything else. I was there and this guy came out on stage and he said, your next comedian coming to the stage makes Richard Pryor look like Bill Cosby. He's one of our nation's most revered Black Panther activists, and rumor has it he knows who shot Tupac. Give it up for Tricky Ricky, and out walks a white magician in a Cape Cane tuxedo top hat, cummerbund, and monocle in his eye. If he had seen a Black Panther before it was in the movie Jungle Book, okay?
Yeah.
But I'll never forget it, man. He came out there with confidence. He looked at that crowd and said, okay. He's the only white person there, 400 people in the audience. He said, okay, good thing I practiced my black magic. Immediately, woo, that's the wrong answer. On command, you hear boo, keys jangling, bones being thrown. And I'm not kidding. What does he do? He reaches in his pocket for his grand finale trick, a smoke bomb, throws it on stage, a dark cloud engulfs the entire viewing area. But the craziest thing about it is when the smoke cleared, he was still standing there and coughing profusely. That's why I like doing stand-up.
Very good. Hey, wait a second. I hear something outside, Al. You hear it? It's a helicopter.
There's choppers?
It's a helicopter. Wait a second. It's landing. It looks like there's some Secret Service agents getting out. He's here, Al.
I gotta go, man.
He's here, Al.
This is...
Thanks for coming on, Josh.
Thank
You're going to
you.
be big, son.
FunnyJosh.com. Remember that. At
FunnyJosh.
FunnyJosh Harris.
Take it away, Al. Welcome back. I want to welcome to our parole desk a very, very talented young man. You might notice we played Hell to the Chief. This gentleman has been on Conan O'Brien as President Barack Obama. He has performed for Bernie Mac. He's from my hometown of Anderson, Indiana. Remember that name, Anderson, Indiana. We grew up in the same hometown. So I'd like to introduce to you J.A. Anderson, a.k.a. Barack Obama.
What's going on, man?
Hey, welcome.
Doing all right?
Thank you so much for being on a prominent comic like you being on the show. It's amazing.
Well, look, I'm happy to be here. This is the first time here, and I will tell you, who was on your decoration committee? Wow. I mean, you got velvet wall coverings, business cards, poles, spotlights. I feel like I'm in a hooker's locker room.
Well, I appreciate it. Anyway, J.A., you have... I'm going to ask you some questions as J.A. for a few questions,
sure,
then we're going to move on. You have a problem with people that go to tanning beds. Could you kind of explain that to me?
I do, largely because I'm a brown man and I respect white folks' interest in wanting to be brown.
Oh.
But I guess my issue is, like, there are people that over-tan, and there is a fine line between tanning and looking like you have a face full of Dorito dust.
Yeah.
Like John Boehner. I mean, Boehner, does he not look like a glass of Tang?
Yes, definitely.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Now, tell me about this, because you seem like such a fine GQ kind of gentlemanly type person, very poised and professional, but you had a crazy fight back in L.A. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah, I had a show out at the Laugh Factory, and I'm flying back, to Atlanta from L.A., and I sit down, and have you ever been on an airplane with a crying baby?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Literally, I sit beside this little baby girl, and she, as soon as I sit down, she is hollering.
Yeah.
And I look, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. So I reach in my backpack, take 2 sleeping pills. I'm out cold.
Yeah.
And 5 hours later, the flight attendant taps me on the shoulder to wake me up. This baby is still crying. So I look up at the flight attendant. I'm like, has this baby been crying the whole time? And she's like, yes, and everybody's mad that you were asleep. And I was like, why? And she was like, because it's your daughter. I was like, oh, well,
wait a second. But you're single.
I am.
Right. Okay.
I am now.
What's your advice for single people?
Oh, well, this is easy. Guys, listen, public announcement. If you have a roommate, you will be single for a long time, especially if you have a female roommate. Good example, my buddy has a female roommate.
Yeah.
And it's funny because all the girls that he dates, they always act like they're okay with it. Yeah. And it always is the same way. Like, they'll come in and be like, oh, you have a female roommate. That's nice. What's her name? And then he's like, Mom. And they're like, oh, this ain't going to work out.
Now, let me ask you a question. What is your beef with Obamacare?
Oh, simple. I don't think anybody understands what's about to take shape. Like, you realize when Obamacare takes place next year, if you don't have insurance, you can go to jail.
Oh, really?
Literally, jail. Do you know how uncomfortable it will be to go to jail because you don't have health insurance?
Yeah.
You'll be in there with some real convicts, and everybody's having a conversation. They're like, what you in here for, man? I had 3 murders, man. How about you? I robbed 3 banks. Hey, you in the corner. What you in here for? Measles?
That's very good. Listen, before we bring President Obama on, I think we should go to his set to show how President Obama is part of the community, the people. Take it away.
Recently, I've been fielding a lot of questions involving my blackness. So today, what we'd like to do is we'd like to have the Barack Obama Blackness Challenge. And we're going to start it by proving where I am right now. I'm on public transportation. How about that? What you know about that, homie? All right, let's get this thing drunk. Let's ask some questions.
Who was the first black woman to have a nationally syndicated television show?
Oh, clearly that's my girl, Oprah Winfrey. She pioneered it.
Sir, it's Hazel Scott.
Who the hell is Hazel Scott? I mean, it has to be Oprah. I mean, she Hazel Scott doesn't give out cars. Going to get on public transportation because I am an American and I even take public transportation. gas is high. Hell, it's affecting me too. If I can get this thing working. This thing's Negro proof.
What is black folks' favorite Kool-Aid flavor?
Oh, without question, strawberry lemonade. You know how we get down with lemonade in the summer, and that's without question our favorite.
Sir, according to our poll, every black person said red.
I'm sorry, red? All right, so you said L1.
No, L1.
Okay.
Okay, now, R2 for cash or R3 for credit? Which famous civil rights leader marched in Selma, Alabama, and gave a great speech at the March on Washington?
That is definitely Al Sharpton. He's one of my colleagues, and, I think we as African Americans owe him a debt of gratitude for the work and the service that he did and performed during that march in 1963.
No, sir, it was Martin Luther King Jr.
No, I'm confident it was Al Sharpton.
Sir, Al Sharpton would have been 9 years old in 1963.
You know what? How about we just agree to disagree on that one? Like an L1, R2? What is this, a PlayStation joystick?
Have you ever used Tussie?
Oh, Robitussin is a household name in African American households.
No, sir, I said Tussie. It's a deodorant.
As a deodorant, you said Tussie?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's no such thing. No.
I'm white. I know black people use that.
No, I think you're wrong. Tussie? I'm black. What makes you think I don't know?
I'll take you sometime to like a CVS and I'll show you.
What the hell is CVS? I'm black. What is that? I already put cash in. That's the problem. I want to get the ticket, and it took the money, but it won't give me the ticket. Do you know what I'm going to try? I'm going to do something we used to do when I was a little kid. I'm going to try to Negro rig this thing.
Not again, Mr. Obama.
What makes you think that I know what CVS is? What'd you say? It's a pharmacy?
Yeah, it's a pharmacy.
Pharmacy?
Yeah.
What the hell does the CVS stand for? What's that? Caucasian vaccine shop?
What African American runner is nicknamed?
Oh, you got to turn it off.
Welcome to the Parole Desk, Mr. President Obama.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. I'm very honored you're here today.
Well, I'm good to be here. Don't normally come down in the slum, but good to be here.
Well, listen, since you've been president, we're going on 5 years now, you have gotten a lot of gray hair. What's the deal? What do you attribute that to?
Well, look, let me be clear. I've got a lot of gray hair. I went from looking like Will Smith to Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Now let's get on to some more important things. Gun control is a big issue these days.
Sure.
I saw the picture of you skeet shooting at Camp David. How do you explain that when you want to take that? How do you explain that when you want to take guns away from the American people?
Well, see, Dan, that's simply not true. I don't want to take guns away, but let me be clear. When I go to Camp David, I enjoy skeet shooting.
Yeah.
And I think Michelle will tell you when I go to Camp David, I love to shoot skeet to the window and to the wall.
Okay. Now, now we're getting into scary times here. Now, what was your
Sure.
initial reaction, sir, when you heard North Korea was testing a missile to hit the United States?
Well, initially, I thought, wow, Asians test pretty well, especially at math. So this could be serious.
Yeah.
But, then I thought, the guy that's running this country is the same guy that sings on that song Gangnam Style. So I didn't take it all that seriously.
Yeah. Good point. Now, what was your, really in all seriousness, North Korea has been threatening to launch a missile towards the United States. Are they a legitimate threat?
Oh, sure. Look, make no mistake, North Korea is absolutely a threat as soon as their electricity cuts back on.
Okay.
They're not a threat.
Gotcha.
They're about as intimidating as mosquito muscles.
I hope you're right, sir.
I'm right.
I hope you're right. Let's talk about Obamacare again. Honestly,
Sure.
I think it's quite expensive. Were there no other alternatives?
Well, okay, Dan. I think it's a fair question, and it's important to know that we tried everything. Initially, are you familiar with WebMD?
Oh, yes.
Okay. That was originally going to be the plan. We were just going to steer people there as a means to cure their symptoms.
Yeah.
But WebMD's tricky. I'll give you an example. I had a rash on my foot,
right,
and I put in the symptoms, and WebMD came back and said either I've got athlete's foot or AIDS.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going around telling people that you can cure AIDS with oatmeal baths and tough actin Tinactin.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah. You know, and WebMD, I hate it when I get on there and tells me to look left and cough. Anyway, okay, let's talk about when you were a young senator. You were against gay marriage, and now you're for gay marriage.
Well,
explain that.
I think it's pretty simple. Look, straight people have been screwing up marriage for years. I think it's time we let the sissies give it a try.
Good point. Now, you talk a lot about dependency on foreign oil, but I'm curious. What is your plan to reduce oil prices?
You're asking me about gas prices?
Yes.
This is a web TV comedy show?
Yes.
So half of your viewers probably don't even have a car.
That's probably true.
And, you know, the other half probably don't have jobs.
That's definitely true.
So they're not even affected, so why would you even bring me up? Why are you putting me on blast about gas prices?
I apologize, sir. I apologize.
SEAL Team 6 is outside. Watch it, Dan.
Okay. My wife would like that. Okay. What are your thoughts about America's future, sir?
Well, look, you know, I've said this. Michelle said this. America's future is centered around our children. When I look in the eyes of Sasha and Malia, I say to myself, America's future is bright. And then when I turn on the television and I see, here comes Honey Boo Boo, that same hope is gone.
She just accepted me to her Facebook, sir. So, anyway, okay.
That's tough.
Now, how do you feel about winning the last election? That was a great achievement. Tell me how you feel.
Well, look, it was tough. And I was clear, you know, when we went into that election. I said, you know, everyone, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And I'm from Kenya, so you knew I was going to win it. Almost did it barefoot.
Now, how tough is it being the first black president?
Oh, hell, it's just tough being black in America in general. Look, being white in America, are you serious? That's like playing a video game on the easy mode. Being black in America is like starting a game of Monopoly with $8.
I gotcha. Hey, and you know they're getting rid of some of those figures too, like the ironing board. It's a different subject. Now you're a big sports fan.
Sure.
I know you like the Chicago Bears.
Absolutely.
Do you think Walter Payton is the greatest runner of all time?
Well, I've talked about this issue. It's been somewhat controversial, but I've always been clear on this.
Yeah.
Walter's a good runner. I think Jim Brown's a good runner. Adrian Peterson's a good runner.
Yeah.
But in our nation's history, there's only one great runner.
Yeah.
And the name is Harriet Tubman.
That's a good
greatest
point.
runner of all time.
Very, very good point.
She's probably still running.
Okay, very, very good. Mr. President, this has been a wonderful honor to have Mr. Barack Obama on, and J.A. Anderson, my hometown hero from Anderson, Indiana. I want to thank you so much for being on the show.
Appreciate it, brother. Enjoyed it.
I hope you come in. After you get the next term, I want you on the show again. We'll talk about your future. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so I want to thank you. You can stay seated, sir. You can stay. In fact, Michelle's under the table. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Comics on Parole. This has been really an honor because these two comics are going to be big. And Jerry Farber may even be big one day. And so please check out I want you to check out www.americanheartsradio.com to be a sponsor. We're supporting independent artists and playing all variety of music and comedy 24/7. We honor our veterans and military community. Also check out harmonybooking.com that produces this show. And you too may want to have a show like me. You may want to grow up to be like me and President Obama.
And have a studio like this.
It's amazing. Thank you for tuning in. Please tune in the first Tuesday in May. Same bat time, same bat place. Obama, take it.